Warriors and wenches, this is Miss Hardcore Mode where nothing is easy. Welcome back, warriors and wenches. I have a little bit of a headache today, so apologize if I don't feel that well. I apologize. We have a couple of stories that I'm going to bring to you, and how are we gonna do these stories? So it's the hard rant stream. I think we'll focus on the smaller stuff first, and then we'll go to the bigger story, which is the South of Midnight. I want to touch up on that. I want to talk about that. I also want to talk about what Veilguard has just well, apparently they won some, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the perfect word? God, what's the perfect word for this? I think it would be participation award, or like favoritism award. I'll suck your dick underneath a table award. It's one of those type of awards where it's just like everybody unanimously has agreed that Veilguard sucks. But then they come out of nowhere and they're just like, you know what, Veilguard? You deserve this. You deserve this one. Here you go. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Even Jeff Keighley wasn't going to put that shit on the Game of the Year nominees. Even they knew that shit. They were like, nah, son. They mentioned one nomination from them, and then they never spoke about Veilguard ever again. And then we also want to talk about Devil May Cry, the Netflix series that, oh boy, the story of the Netflix series is, whew, it's bad. It's bad. It's real bad. But anyway, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you guys being here. Do I have another drink? I think I do. Trying to stay hydrated. We'll start off with the easy one. We're gonna watch a very dark video and see what exactly we got going on with the Veilguard. This one should be easy. Then we'll talk about DMC. Then I want to talk about South of Midnight. And then I want to talk about something, some games that I want to play here soon. But anyway, appreciate you guys being here. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Not this one. Doop. Okay. We'll turn around. We'll have you guys here. That's fine. Bring him up. That's fine. Cool.
Veilguard was one of the worst video games that I played in 2024. The combat was alright and some of the environments were decent, but the character designs were awful, the storytelling was trash, and it was a modern...
The combat was trash. The Veilguard combat was trash. Okay? I'm sorry. I don't go for alright. I want to go for fun. I'm done with fine. I like good gameplay, good combat, good fun. I don't want fine combat. If it's fine, then I'm never going to recognize the game at all. At all. You know how many moves you got in Veilguard that have certain noise cues that kind of make you go, why do you have those certain noises? Like certain abilities in Veilguard would go like, and then you would like parry something or counter something, whoosh. And I'm like, why is everything that you do in Veilguard, the audio sucked. The audio sucked so much. Let me down the music a little bit. I apologize. Yeah, the audio was horrible. I did not realize how much I cared about audio until Veilguard. There were way too many moves that just made my head spin, where I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna do this move, this move, this move, and this move. And sometimes I would stop doing a certain move just so I didn't have to hear that annoying parry noise or deflection noises. Sometimes there would be so many different overly audio like cues that the game will just go silent out of nowhere, and then the audio would pick right back up. It would be like whoosh. Oh, perfect example. Every time when an enemy has those glowy sort of like, oh, I'm about to do this, oh, I'm about to do an AoE, oh, I'm about to do this. And I'm just like, okay, we got all these markers on the ground. We got enemies doing, like, turning their abilities, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, reddish or something like that. It was too much for my brain to process. Not only was there too many audio cues, but there were too many, what's the word I'm looking for? SFX, like visual effects. There were way too many visual effects. Some visual effects that weren't like really needed. Like, I remember Dragon Age and those previous games, there were visual effects for some of your abilities, But for Veilguard, everything was a visual effect. Everything was. And so now it's just visually and audio is just all in my brain, and I'm just like, I can't process all this freaking information in my head. Here's another thing. I do like the fact that you can respec in this game, but if you do not respec, if you don't, you'll find moments in Veilguard where you just straight up have to change your build. You have to, because you're like, okay, well, I need this sort of proc to happen, but I need to change my build. There were too many instances where I needed to change my build so I could do certain things. And then I told myself, why the fuck am I doing this? Why the hell am I doing this? And then I realized, oh, I'm on the highest level. That's why. If you were on the highest level in Veilguard, you had to change your build periodically, because some certain builds didn't work on certain enemies, and that was horrible game design. Fuck that combat. That combat was trash.
Audience Dragon Age, which absolutely nobody asked for, and clearly it didn't really connect with audiences given it severely underperformed EA and BioWare's expectations, but the mainstream media has tried their best to shill for this game since even before it released, and now we see them doing the same thing, praising the fact that it is now a 2025 Hugo Award game finalist. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content
I don't remember the Hugo Awards. I know the BAFTA Awards. I know all these. I don't remember the Hugo Awards. Maybe I'm lost. You know, I'm lost in the sauce, or maybe I'm out of touch. But I don't remember the Hugo Awards. I just think it's funny to me that well, I know exactly why they're doing it. It's because of access and it's because of money. The reason why people got high scores with IGN and GameStop and all these other individuals is because that's what they cater to. They're like, oh shit, you got this trans shit? Well, you automatically got 4 points out of us. You know, what else do you got in the game? They do not give a fuck. This is why Destin Liguri left. This is why so many people got laid off in IGN. They just don't give a fuck anymore. This is why they got a high subscription amount on YouTube, but a very, very low amount of people watching their videos. Why is that? Why? We're not dumb. We know why. It's because nobody gives a fuck about what they say. This is what happens when people are introduced to a literal Monkey King from Wukong, and everybody's like, everybody's playing the game. Every single person's playing the game and loving it. And these motherfuckers just said 8 out of 10. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. 8 out of 10. And then these motherfuckers turned around and said Veilguard 9 out of 10. And I'm like, excuse me? Excuse me? Hello? No. 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 Didn't Space Marines 2 get a low number 2? Oh my gosh. But we'll talk more about that later. Let's continue.
I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, there are a lot of bad video games that release every single year, but there are still a lot of good ones that launch, ones that deserve a lot of praise and recognition. But instead, it seems that the Hugo Award is going to push away a potential winner, a game that does deserve attention, in order to make way for a more inclusive game, because Dragon Age the Veilguard is now a finalist. This is an Engadget article, which will matter in a second when they talk about their shill review. It says the Hugo Awards began honoring video games for the first time back in 2021. This week, the organization...
Okay, so it's kind of new. Okay, all right, let's listen. No wonder I didn't know about the Hugo Awards. The next game that shows me a multitude of purple, I'm leaving. I don't care if your game is the best game. If you, the Veilguard fucked me up, alright? I used to like purple before Veilguard. After Veilguard, I'm just like, is that purple? Yeah, but it's just a little bit of purple. Are you sure? There's a lot of purple here. There's a lot of purple. There was a lot of purple.
Revealed the lists of the 6 finalists for the 2025 award ceremony. It is a cornucopia of critically acclaimed titles from the past year or so. See what they mean? Critically acclaimed. Okay, they're not talking.
Critically acclaimed? I can understand Zelda, but critically acclaimed? We were critical of Veilguard, if that's what you mean. Maybe critically acclaimed means a broader version. Could I be wrong? Critically acclaimed doesn't mean... Maybe it does mean a good thing. Acclaimed. No. No, that means that a lot of people enjoy, like, are anticipating your game. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't think that's... critically ashamed? There we go. That's better.
About acclaimed by fans, games that actually sold well, which means people actually liked it. No. It is what the critics have basically been paid to praise. Let's go over the nominations, it says. 2 AAA titles are up for the award. The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom and Dragon Age of Veilguard. There is no world in which these 2 things should be in the same sentence unless you're talking about how much better Echoes of Wisdom is than the Veilguard. I understand that there were some people who were like, Echoes of Wisdom is only a nice filler game, and I would agree it's not supposed to be like a mainline Zelda entry, but it was still really fun, it was still really wholesome, it ran very well, it was gorgeous, the storytelling was nice, it all around was a very fantastic game. I believe I gave it an 8, and Dragon Age of Veilguard was awful. It was a modern audience, almost young adult Dragon Age that checked every single modern box that you can using terminology.
You remember when I romanced Balara, the one Asian elf bitch? It did not feel like... I'm sorry, I'm remembering stuff from Veilguard. I know, I'm sorry. I romanced Balara, but it didn't feel like I was romancing Balara. It really did not feel like I was romancing Balara. Even when there was a fade to black of me romancing and having sex with Balara, she gave me 1 thumbs up and was like, you know what? It was okay. That tentacle that attacked Balara did more magic on this Asian bitch than I did, than my character. And I was like, what the fuck? She got attacked by all these tentacles and turned into it had black eyes. She turned into something else for like a second, and then she finally came back, and then she was like, I'm okay, Rook. I just seen a lot, you know. I've been through a lot, you know, but I'm okay, all right. But as soon as I have a sex scene with her, she's just like, and I'm like, the tentacles. She ain't going back. If anything, she's with Elganon and Gilganane. Bro, she had more action. Oh god, I don't want to think about it. It's disgusting. It, like, every time when I hit on Balara in that game, it felt so weird. I was like, why are you saying normal shit? Let me tell you something about, like, because the developers of Veilguard doesn't know what flirting is. Flirting is not, hey, I admire you. Hey, I think you're doing great stuff for great people. That's not flirting. You're just giving them a compliment. In order for you to flirt, you have to, like, you know you're flirting when you flirt with somebody and everybody around you's like, oh, he's shooting his shot. If you're just going up to a woman and saying, like, you know what, you're doing good things for good people, nobody's gonna react. Because you know, this is real life. This is just how it happens. A lot of people like to do this thing where they don't want to flirt with some lady because they, you know, there's too many people around. I flirt right in front of all of them. I'm like, yo, I think you're the cutest one out of all of them. Fuck all these hoes, you know. It gave me no sense of like everything that you did in the game felt like I was being handheld. Like, oh, you can't speak to a woman like this. You have to do this. And I'm like, no, you fucking don't. That's not how it works. That's not how Ugh. Maybe let's just continue with the video. Let's talk about this award thing before as soon as I mentioned Veilguard, things just started popping up again. Like information that I wanted to forget has come back.
Technology like transgender, non-binary, having top surgery scar toggles. You have characters like Tosh who are basically walking billboards for certain sexualities and themes and the way that they've been wronged by everybody in their life they wear on their sleeve. Like, it's just not a good game, and it does not deserve to be a finalist in anything.
Nope.
Unless we're talking about finalists for Piece of Trash of the Year. It says Echoes of Wisdom changes up the franchise formula, casting players as Zelda, which I did think was very nice. I thought that it was very cute. I thought it was very wholesome. It was a very aesthetically pleasing game, fun all around. The gameplay involves summoning monsters and items to solve puzzles and do battles. It's pretty awesome. I will agree with them there, though then they say we especially loved Dragon Age the Veilguard.
Tell me what you liked about it. Do not tell me exactly what you liked about it, and I will know whether or not you're a bullshitter or not. Tell me, what is it?
Calling it BioWare at its best. It's like,
bro, I'm like, don't hit anything, don't throw anything. You ever do that where you're just like, stop, I love this mug, I'm not going to throw this fucking mug. This is my Harry Potter mug. If it gets hot, it actually shows the map that the Weasley brothers had. You know, the one, you know, I solemnly swear I'm up to no good. It's a good fucking mug. And I looked straight at that mug when I heard that shit. And I was like, no, that's a good mug. Don't touch it. A return to form? Didn't they do that shit on another game too? Besides Veilguard? Ugh. Oh god, oh god, this headache is coming back. Oh god. I'm good.
like these people have never actually played real video games.
No, they haven't.
If they think that Dragon Age the
You want to know how I know these motherfuckers don't play video games? They're so in their own world of politics. It's crazy to me that they come to us and say like, oh, well, let's just keep politics out of it. And I'm like, yeah, that would be great and all. Also, I like games with politics, you know, Hideo Kojima and all that stuff. It's you, the people that are Access Media, that are hawked up in politics, okay? You are the ones that are hawked up in politics, not us. I thought I was deep into politics. It was actually these motherfuckers. This whole goddamn time. It's a bunch of Harvard, Stanford, like city boys. It's a bunch of like losers that couldn't make it into the political realm, and now they're here fucking with our own shit. And then now they see games as just political like leanings, and they're not even playing the game. Did they play Concord? No. Did they play Dustborn? No. Did they play South of Midnight? No. They didn't play any of these games. Oddly enough, there's a good chance that a lot of them played Kingdom Come Deliverance. They probably played a whole bunch of even smaller games like Lethal Company. They probably played Schedule 1, which is odd because they probably did. There's a good chance that they probably played Wukong. And there's a good chance that they probably, most of them probably played Red Dead Redemption 2. And that's a very, like, controversial, you know, like, Western, all about, just, being a badass Arthur Morgan. They probably played this game. Or they don't play any games. The last game that they played was Sims 4. Every time when I see Sims 4, I look at that person and I'm like, alright, what are your games? Well, Animal Crossing, I know. Yeah, what else? And Sims 4, I know. I'm trying to play Inzoi, yeah, I know. All those sorts of life simulator games, yeah, Subnautica, yeah, I know. Like those types of games. And that's great, because Subnautica is a good game, but you start to notice a trend when somebody's playing Sims 4, where they are, I don't know, I'm sorry for the Sims community, but y'all are weird, okay? Y'all are weird.
Veilguard is a BioWare at its best. They never knew the real BioWare. They never got to experience BioWare at its peak when they were making Mass Effect and Knights of the Old Republic and good Dragon Age or Neverwinter Nights. Like, maybe they should go into their back catalog and play some of those amazing games, and then they would actually be able to say, wow, we
They are not going to play their back catalog, and it's not even their back catalog to begin with. The only thing that these people are concerned about is the new game. The new game. Whatever game is going to come out this April is the only game that they're going to focus on for the rest of their measly little lives. They are not going to focus on side games. They're not going to focus on like smaller indie games too much. They're going to focus on the brand new, and then they will like or dislike the game. There's no sense of nuance anymore with these like active journalists. It doesn't feel that way anymore. As soon as I saw, I knew something was up when I saw the difference between Veilguard's numbers and Space Marines 2's numbers. I knew something was up. I was like, okay, you gotta admit, Space Marines 2 is good. And then these motherfuckers were like, oh, it's just appealing to, yeah, there's male gaze. And I'm like, did you just say male gaze? If you said that, if you think this game is like, oh, this is a bygone era, I was, especially Stellar Blade, when they're like, oh, that character Eve, her body, that's not real. And I'm just like, I've been to the gym, guys. There are women that actually looked like that. There are actually voluptuous women. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? You've never been to a gym? You've never walked outside? How are they telling me what is good and what is bad when they don't even go outside? See, this is why I get sick and tired of introverts, because they think that they know better, and it's simply just not the case at all. I cannot stand that. And this is what we get. We get a whole bunch of introverts that have their little echo chamber, and then they're just like, you know what? I think Veilguard, even though everybody hates the game, I think they deserve an award. That's what we get. That's what we get. They couldn't think outside the box and be like, you know what? Dragon Age is exactly what Dragon Age is. And I'm like, you've never played the previous Dragon Age games, have you? Like, you could tell. You could downright tell. Like, they haven't.
Understand why people didn't like the Veilguard, but no, they are sitting here praising it, saying the graphics are fantastic and the gameplay is more action-oriented than previous entries in the franchise. It continues the story of the decade-old Dragon Age Inquisition, but Veilguard almost tries to be a reboot while still drawing you in with some of the existing characters. It really felt like a hodgepodge of, oh, they wanted it to be a full-blown reboot, but they also needed marketing material, so they needed to market those older characters to you.
They definitely did want to reboot the game. We saw the ending, or near the end of the game. They just wanted to wipe out pretty much half of Thetis. They did. They wiped out Ferelden. They wanted to wipe out all fucking anything that was old. Get it out of here. That's why the only person that you ever see from previous games is Morgan, because every bitch loves Morgan. I like Morgan, but woman, witch, that's what the libtards love. And then there's Dorian. And I'm like, oh, I love Dorian. What's he like? And then he has this stupid fucking haircut. Dorian looked amazing in Inquisition, but in Veilguard, he looked like a fucking idiot. And then there was a thing, and I'm sorry that I didn't mention this before. Did you know that Dorian has the ability to, depending on your choices, he could become like the pretty much the president of the city. Pretty much. I'm just trying to give it to you like lightly. I'm not trying to give you the whole lore. Basically, what Dorian wants to do is just get rid of slavery, just outright. Just no slavery anymore in Minrathous. No more slavery. We're done. We're abolishing it. It's gone. We got to get rid of it. And I'm over here. First of all, I didn't see no slaves in Minrathous. That was weird. That was real weird. Not one slave. There were a lot of beggars, but those were homeless people. There were no fucking slaves at all. And then this motherfucker over here is talking about get rid of all the no more of the slave trade. And I'm just like, nigga, you're really gonna say that? Okay, so if you're gonna get rid of slavery, let's do a whole side mission on you just getting rid of slavery, because it has to be. You can't just get rid of something that is like that has an economic value, and a lot of people have adjusted to that thing in Minrathous. You see what I'm saying? Where it's just like everybody has slaves, and then they're like, yeah, I need this slave, I need this slave. This slave handles my clothes. This slave handles my food. This slave sucks my dick. All these slaves. And then Dorian walks in, and then he says, yeah, y'all got to get rid of those slaves. And I'm like, I want to see some action. I want to see some action. Show me. Show me how you're going to do that. How? Because there has to be retaliation. There has to be. And there was not. There was no retaliation. Nobody did anything. It was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to get rid of slavery. That's what I'm going to do. And then mission complete. Mission accomplished. It's over. Nothing. And you don't ever talk to Dorian ever again. There was nothing. He's just like, hey, you know what? Just open our borders, and also no slavery. Also, you can't smoke and you can't drink. That's what I'm talking about. That the big, oh yeah, you can't gamble anymore in Minrathous for some odd reason. All these things that sound like they're pies in the sky, and I'm just like, you're just saying stuff, Dorian. Even Dorian doesn't sound that stupid. In Inquisition, he was a smart man. In this one, he was just saying stupid shit. Oh man. Oh shit.
Just really bad all around, though. Yeah, they say that they loved it. I mean, this was their review from November. Dragon Age of Veilguard is beautiful in every way. No, it's not. Stop the cap. I can't stop staring at Dragon Age the Veilguard, whether I'm exploring the game's
Debbie.
home base in the dreamlike.
Did I lose you guys for a second? I hope I didn't. I don't think I did. Let me check. I don't think I did. No. We're good. They retconned Dorian's character because he was 100% fine with having slaves, probably because some weirdo online complained about it. Yes. Reddit. That's the same thing I have a gripe with Kingdom Come Deliverance, where it's just like, listen, if you're gonna make a story, chat. If you make a story, this is what you want to do. If you have a story in a video game and you want to make something, this is what you should do. Listen to your community. That's great. I think that's great that you should listen to your community. That's a good, like, starting point for your first video game. However, do not give the audience everything. If you give the audience everything in your video game, you've essentially just made your game is just washed. You're just like, oh, now you're overworking yourself because you're doing everything that they want, but also you have everything that you want, but it doesn't correlate together with the game that you're making. Like, you're like, okay, this character and this character and this character are going to be friends, and then this is what's going to happen, and this is what's going to happen. And then your audience is like, well, those three characters, they should be together. They can there be a moment where they kiss or something? Can there be some sort of like this and that on the game? And then you should say, I appreciate you guys, I think that's great, but all three of these characters in my game are just friends. I appreciate it, but we're gonna keep on going. And if they say something like, well, I think you guys are trash, yada yada yada. This is bullshit. Those two characters obviously are bisexual. Something crazy. I'm just making this story up. If your audience is able to literally thrash out because you did not do what they wanted, then they are not your prime audience. Not everybody's like that. It's mostly a minority. Mostly a minority. Most of the majority of people look at your art, look at what you create, look at the game that you have built, any one of those things, and they're just like, okay, I see what you're doing here. How about if you added this and this and did a little bit of this? And then you would look at it and be like, okay, that might work. I might not do all of that, but that one thing that you mentioned, I'll do that. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to do something where you're just doing everything for everybody. Otherwise, your game will never succeed. It'll never see the light of day, even. Sorry, that was my rant.
Fate or a force.
Perfect example of what I'm saying. Just because your kid wants McDonald's every day does not mean you should give your kid McDonald's every day. That's what I'm saying.
Shimmering with golden leaves and wild magical energy. The game simply looks gorgeous. I do think that there are some environments that look decent, but I would not go as far as to say it looks gorgeous or it looks breathtaking or it looks magnificent. It looks good at times, but in a vacuum, not all around. And they talk about the combat, which I did think the combat was okay, but the combat is just a little bit more of a dumbed down version of 100 other games like Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
For example, I felt the combat was comparable, but still slightly worse. They talk about how BioWare
I liked Hogwarts Legacy's combat, but there could have been a little bit more to it. Instead of having those 8 slots of different magic abilities. But I do admire that Hogwarts Legacy lets you levitate people, let you throw people, lets you freeze people, lets you create a bridge, lets you like let people explode and do fire moves. I do like all that sort of stuff, but I think they could add more to it. Not so much of an RPG aesthetic, but a little like a light RPG. Where they I heard that there's going to be a Hogwarts 2, but I don't know. But I think that would be a good idea, is to add more to the Hogwarts Legacy combat. I like that combat way more than Veilguard. Absolutely.
wastes no time showing off its new aesthetic for Dragon Age. Yeah, people didn't like that. It's like a modern audience Dragon Age. That just did not sit well with audiences. I mean, we know that this game severely underperformed. As you can see here, it underperformed EA's expectations. Let's take a quick peek at the numbers. According to reports, Dragon Age Veilguard failed to meet EA's sales expectations by almost 50%.
Jesus.
And if you actually take a deeper dive into what they claimed, it was that it reached around 1.5 million players. So they're not even specifying 1.5 million sales. That could be downloads from EA subscriptions.
I played on EA subscription what she was just about to play. This is the thing that people need to realize is those EA subscriptions, those Ubisoft subscriptions, those Xbox subscriptions, those places are nothing, not even PlayStation or Xbox. They don't mean nothing to Steam numbers. The Steam numbers is king, queen, jester. The Steam, you do not realize how many people, millions upon millions of people use Steam. They are the catalyst to all these other places. The Epic Games Store, get the fuck out of here. GOG, I like you, but you ain't shit compared to Steam. That's just how it is. This is why developers get upset when they're just like, oh, you're showing our numbers. I don't like it when you do that. Don't show our numbers. And I'm like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? That's funny. I don't get that. Why would you say that? Why can't I show how many people are playing your game?
Subscription services. I mean, now of course it's on other things like PlayStation Plus, and it's going to go to Game Pass, so you can't really count it there because this was months ago. But that also counted with copies they gave away, with hardware, like sometimes Logitech.
If a developer starts giving away copies for free on a AAA game, on indie games, it's just fine. It makes sense. But when you're doing that on a AAA game, you know your game sucks. You know your game is bottom of the barrel sucks. Why was Assassin's Creed Shadows giving away keys to Assassin's Creed Shadows on Twitter? Holy shit. That was fucking crazy. I was just like, here's some keys to the game, and I was like, Ubisoft giving away free shit? Wow. I thought you were French.
Will give away games in bundles, and with
Actually, that is them being French. They gave up. I'll be right back.
the Blue Yeti microphones, there will be a code for a game. So if you simply interacted with this game, you were part of that 1.5 million players, but they weren't specifying sales. I mean, this game did terribly for them. This is the end of Dragon Age, which is sad, but not shocking, right? It's sad because Dragon Age used to be amazing, and I'd love a good Dragon Age game, but if this is the direction that they were always planning on heading in for the foreseeable future, if this succeeded, yeah, I, like many other people, am out.
Yeah.
They say beyond merely looking great, Veilguard kept me hooked because of BioWare's attention to its characters. Oh my god,
a little bit too much attention to the characters. First of all, the characters sucked. You remember back in the day when you would play Dragon Age and you could try to make a solo build? You remember that back in the day? You remember that? You remember when your characters were side characters? I remember that. I think Mass Effect was a little bit different because some of the characters actually mattered, especially with Mass Effect 2. But the fact that, because it was a suicide mission, I think that's funny that Dragon Age, the previous Dragon Age, you could literally try to do a solo build or a duo build with like another character. Like, you can, it's possible. It's hard, but it's fun and it's possible. And I think that's great. Here, they tried to do not only the suicide mission for Mass Effect 2, but with horrible fucking characters. Perfect. You know what? It's like the suicide mission from Mass Effect 2 had a baby with Kamala Harris. That's what it was. It was horrible. I was just like, no, I don't want, no. Just no.
characters were abysmal. Everybody's a victim. Everybody has to, in one way, shape, or form, transform themselves. They either have to announce their sexuality, or they have to talk about this bad thing they did in the past, and they need to right their wrongs. Like, everybody's got a sob story, and it's basically just who is the biggest victim that you are going to end up.
You remember when in the middle of the game, they were just like, well, before we fight off Elganon and Gilganane, we have a few problems of our own. I have to focus on my hand of glory. She's trying to figure out whether or not she's a man or a woman. Non-binary. Whatever, bitch. She's always talking about her brother, even though she clearly, even when you try to flirt with her, she mentions her brother, which is weird. I like Rook, but he's not like my brother. I can't believe you said that. Anyway, Scout Harding, has powers now. The power of empathy, whatever it is. And what's his name? Lucanus? Lucanus is a fucking murderer. They're literally the Antivan Crows, but for some odd reason, he's got a little bit of a demon inside him that's kind of a jokester. You know what I mean? He's got a demon inside of him, but, he's kind of, yeah, you know how Lucanus is. He likes his coffee. By the way, I still think about that. They brought in this Mexican, Italian, I think he's Mexican. I think they brought in this Mexican, like person, and the first thing that they said was like, all he does is like coffee. And I'm like, bro, are you serious? You put a Mexican in this game and he loves coffee? That's his bread and butter is coffee. And then we got what's his name? Dorian. We had Dorian, and he doesn't want to talk about. Well, he does want to talk about the griffins, but mostly all he does is carve wood. All he does is carve wood. I thought Dorian had something, but all he talks about is the griffin. The griffin. I need to take care of the griffin. And when I'm not talking about the griffin, I'm carving wood. That was the cornerstone of what Dorian is. There's no background with him. There's no life before this. He mentions it for 2 seconds and then comes back and is like, hey, you want to carve a griffin? What did you just say? I mean, do you want to carve wood? Sorry, my two worlds collided for 2 seconds. Davrin? His name is Davrin? Thank God I am forgetting his name. I'm on my way to healing, brothers and sisters. I'm on my way. I'm forgetting names. Good.
Smashing. It is not good. And the fact that this is a Hugo Award finalist is just crazy to me. They also talk about a few other games that are nominated, but they say the Hugos are also honoring a spate of smaller titles. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes got a nomination. I've never even heard of it. And this was one of their favorite games of 2024. It's a near perfect puzzle game that subverts the genre at every turn. We said it was the perfect game for fans of puzzles, narrative twists, and David Lynch. I love David Lynch. R.I.P. Caves of Queued, I think that's how you say it, is an incredibly deep and lore-heavy roguelike set in a fantasy realm. It was actually in early access for a full 15 years. I think that it's funny that, as you can see on this list, that they're nominating things like Dragon Age the Veilguard, but what games are they missing here, guys? Well, with the list right...
I know what you're about to say. These are games for impact. That's what these games are. Besides Veilguard and Zelda, ain't nobody here know about Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Tactical Breach Wizards. Actually, I thought I was gonna play that, but not really. 1000 Resist, Caves of Queued. These are video games for people that play for 30 to 40 minutes because they are so they can't concentrate for like 2 seconds without going back to Marvel Rivals and Valorant and all these other bigger games, because these are games for people that are like, ooh, these are Jesse Cox games. There, I said it. These are Jesse Cox games. Is that bad? No, but these are Jesse Cox games. That's what they are.
Right in front of you, it should be pretty simple to see literally every good game that came out in 2024.
Yeah,
I know that they're trying to go with more narratively driven games. Where's Black Myth Wukong? It is literally the Journey to the West story.
And there's so much lore and mythos to Journey to the West, which is absolutely fascinating. I'm still gonna predict it that Naja is gonna be in the DLC for Wukong. But anyway, I digress. What I'm saying is, see, you think these people are all about diversity? They're not. They're not. Anybody that talks about racism is the person that's racist, okay? They want to do all this diversity stuff. Why? Because they think that they are some sort of victim, okay? They bring out these games, each and every one of these games, they're like, oh, South of Midnight, oh, black ladies, slay girl, It's like all these puzzle games. Oh man, it teaches you like empathy and life, and it's a simple puzzle game about a girl trying to get through some past trauma. Oh dear Lord, oh God, oh boy. It's all shit. It's all shit. I think that's great for some people, but the fact that there is a whole award ceremony for those, we need an award ceremony for big dicks and big tits. We need an award ceremony for that. Stellar Blade. We got Space Marines 2. We got all these games that Black Myth Wukong. Bring them all in. All those games. Bring them all in and be like, hey, in the way the host speaks is just basically a gamer. And he's just like, I gave Stellar Blade a 10 out of 10. I wish I could have gave it I wish I could have gave it a 2 out of 10 because she's got 2 pair of tits. Something like that. Just an overall just gamer who just says shit. Okay? That's the kind of shit that I kind of miss, where it's just like, oh bro, this game's cool because there's a lot of blood in it and you get to do cool executions. Nobody's talking about like that anymore. Everything has to be a movie. Everything has to be like, oh, I wrote this when I was in college talking about my family that are refugees and shit. And I'm like, oh man, oh, where are my gamers at? Where are those at? Bring those back.
Why is it that these people refuse to acknowledge
Conan Exiles? I'll check it out.
that game's existence? I mean, if you're looking,
I recommend Soul Mask, by the way. There's big tits on that one. Berserker, I need to play some more.
for a narrative heavy game, right there, you have it. That would sweep the competition, but they completely ignore its existence. Not shocking for the mainstream media to do, but very disappointing in my opinion, because that was an absolutely phenomenal game, phenomenal experience all around, and it does not deserve to be ignored just because a bunch of radical leftists didn't like the developers and wanted people to boycott the game because they want.
That's what I mean, right there. It's they made up some bullshit about Wukong, and I'm over here just like, why the fuck would you do that? That's fucked up. And now, since those people that were called out in IGN just had some layoffs because of their dumb shit, now they'll never mention Wukong ever again. For some odd reason, they'll pop up a trailer out of fucking nowhere and be like, oh shit, DLC for Wukong, here you go. Here's that. Is that allowed, by the way? Is that fucking allowed? That IGN could just pop up trailers of, like, you just lambasted Wukong, and then if they ever have another DLC or another game, you think you could just come out of nowhere and fucking, the most racist bullshit that you just came up with what you did with the developers, where you thought that they said something and then it meant another thing? So you could just bring up more trailers and be like, oh, they got more games. No, bitch. Y'all fucked up. What? Why are you bringing up their games again? You see what I'm saying? It's like a perfect example of what I'm talking about is when you have that one friend that disrespected somebody in your family, and you kick them out and you never want to see them again, and that same friend is just like, comes back to you and says hi like nothing has ever happened. That's what I mean. That's a perfect example. Ooh, that was a perfect example. That's what I mean. He's like, oh, it's like, oh man, your dad is stupid. Your dad is trash. Let me take his hat off his head. And then they tell you to kick you out, and then you come back 2 days later like, hey, what up, bro? If IGN does that shit, they do that all the time. What am I talking about? That's the kind of shit that fucking bothers me, is that they just pretend like the shit never happened. Yeah, the feign ignorance is what I'm saying. There is no ethics in journalism.
The developers of sexism and misogyny in the workplace, which was never founded at all whatsoever. They were just accusations, and those accusations clearly did not work in the journo's favor. So yes, we have Engadget here praising this lists of finalists, and specifically Dragon Age to Veilguard, saying it really was one of the best games to come out in 2024, which is hilariously out of touch. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but
I think this Veilguard does the Lord's work. I think she does a great amount of work. She's awesome. Absolutely. How is it that Veilguard was announced but Wukong wasn't? I love Wukong. I sometimes go back to Wukong and I try to do a different build. I love that game because I didn't get everything in the first playthrough. I think it's completely. This is why Hugo Awards is like a brand new award thing. See, this is the thing that it'll never happen. But at the same time, I don't fucking care anymore. I don't care about these awards. You guys don't care about the awards. All you care about is the world premieres, and that's it. See, because all these award ceremonies are just a bunch of, like, just losers that just want to... What's a good word for propping up themselves? It's dick riding. There it is. They just want to circle jerk each other and just say like, oh shit, this game was great. And I'm like, you gave it a 9 out of 10. You gave Veilguard a 9 out of 10. And then after that, you guys were like, actually, this game's not that bad. And now we got Hugo award games, like, just saying Dragon Age is a nominee for an award. That hurts my head, bro. That hurts my head. But anyway, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Circle jerk. Yeah, there we go. Unbelievable. We're going to talk about DMC, Devil May Cry. Basically, I wanted to watch Devil May Cry up on, I wanted to watch Devil May Cry up on Netflix, but considering that Netflix adaptations suck, I'm so glad I didn't watch DMC. This man right here will tell you everything about why DMC sucks. And let's just listen right here, right now.
Make this type of video. I wanted the new Devil May Cry anime to be a smash hit like Castlevania or Cyberpunk Edge Runners that would drive a ton of new fans into the series. That way DMC6 could come out sooner. Unfortunately, this show fails to be a good adaptation, and although I wouldn't say it's bad, I do far prefer the story of the DMC video games to this anime. It felt less like Devil May Cry and more like American politics with an angry woman swearing all the time, the show, and I'm only exaggerating slightly. Structurally, it was a good decision for this short season to focus in on the two main characters of Dante and Lady. Unfortunately, neither are adapted well. I'll start with the worst part of the show, Lady. The first thing you'll notice about Lady is that she never stops f***ing swearing.
Let's go get this carrot munching mother.
She talks like a 14-year-old edgelord trying way too hard to be cool. I could almost be okay with—
That's not Lady. Devil May Cry 3, Lady wasn't like that. She just wanted to be left alone. She wanted to focus on her father. I firmly, as soon as I saw the way, her face is fine, but the way that they designed her is like, they wanted to hide every female feature that she had on her body. That's their thing. That's what they wanted to do. That's just how Netflix rolls. That's how that's how Amazon rolls. They stripped Lady of everything that she is, besides not only her body, but they also stripped away her character and her lore. Did you watch the DMC music video with Evanescence? I think I have, I just forgot. Anyway.
With a little bit of cringe dialogue if Lady was somewhat likable, but she's not. She's a miserable, angry woman who almost never shows compassion, and she betrays Dante over and over.
What the fuck is that? Whoa, hold up. Whoa, what the fuck is that? Hold up. She shot Dante on the leg? Hold the fuck up. No, maybe that was just a fluke. No, I'm not gonna get angry just yet. Because I haven't seen this anime. Let's keep going. I'm not gonna get angry yet.
Over again. Outside of one scene, Lady did almost nothing to make me like her throughout the entire show. I don't know what it is with modern writers being unable to write strong women as anything other than...
So she's a girl boss. How is this possible? You guys keep on fucking this up. You want to make an awesome female character? She has to have some vulnerability at points. She has to be feminine. She has to have some not only empathy, but she's also got to be stern. She's got to have she can't be the end all be all, always right. Everything that she did is right. Pristine, perfect, yada yada. Like you make a character like that, everybody's going to move away. Regardless of whether or not they know about the character or not.
I'm on my period and I'm angry.
I take it back. This character looks like shit. It looks like a fucking man. I take back what I said. That looks like a fucking man.
In Devil May Cry 3, Lady was...
This is a lady that I liked. I had the strongest boner for Lady. From DMC 3 all the way to DMC 5. I was like, why do I like short-haired girls? Lo and behold, it's because of Lady. By the way, where's Lady's two pistols and bazooka in the animated series? If I remember correctly, there was an animated series of Devil May Cry that was not part of Netflix, and it was way better. You want to know why it's better? Because Dante had his traditional Devil May Cry 1 clothes. He had his sword the whole time, his Sparta sword, and he was untouchable by almost everyone. Of course, Virgil. When it comes to Virgil and Dante, of course, he'll probably get hit. But here's the thing. Dante, when he fights people, he is having fun. If you're doing an animated series of Dante, he is having fun. Even in the game, he is having fun. You want to know why? Because he's One Punch Man. That's it. He's One Punch Man, but in Devil May Cry form. That's what he is. Unless it's like Virgil. He literally laughs and goes, woohoo! And does all these crazy things. Even when he gets hit, a scythe through the fucking chest, he's just like, ah, man. Well, anyway, let me go get a piece of pizza and let's rock this joint. That's who Dante is. When he got shot in the foot, I was like, what the fuck? So if I see more of Lady shooting and beating the shit out of Dante in this Netflix series, I'm gonna get mad. All I'm saying.
Was an angry woman, but there was a lot more to her character. She was reserved and had trust issues because of how she was betrayed by her father, but she also had a sensitive side. She cried a few times, and she didn't feel the need to swear constantly to make herself look cool. She just was cool. The writers also
Go back.
Decided to take out the entire reason why Lady was both plot relevant and named Lady.
Go back. This move right here, when I was a kid, this move right here awoke something in me. I saw this move while I was playing the game, holding the controller, like, Dad, what's a girl? Well, son, I guess it's time to tell you about the birds in the field. Dad, what's a female?
Just was cool. The writers also decided to take out the entire reason why Lady was
It's Tila and Masters of the Universe all over again. They fucked up He-Man. Fuck that fucking Kevin Smith guy. He could go fuck himself.
both plot relevant and named Lady. In DMC3, Lady's father Arkham murdered her mother to gain demonic power, so she abandoned the name her father gave her on a quest to murder him. Because she refused to be called her given name of Mary, Dante started calling her Lady, and the new name sticked. For some reason, they took out Lady's entire story of taking revenge against her father since he already died in a flashback.
Bro, you got Lady looking like a little boy. Are you serious right now? Bro, you guys are shameless. You can't let a woman be you can't let a girl be a girl for 5 seconds. Everybody's got to move to the androgynous. Did I just see you in a fucking dress? Put on some pants and a fucking shirt. You look like a slut. Thank you. What are you wearing? A thong and some bra? Get that shit. Wrap yourself up, you little whore. Everybody needs to wear what she's wearing right now. Let's continue. Let's move on. I'll be here all day.
Then Dante starts calling her Lady for basically no reason. Maybe they are saving Arkham for season 2.
I'm so mad. I just... Shut up. You didn't see that.
But I see that as the wrong decision because Lady had so much screen time in season 1. Even though I swear Lady might have had more screen time than Dante,
Are you
they
serious?
also decided to take out her entire character motivation and plot importance. And you know what other character arc they forgot to include? The main character's arc, Dante's. Similar to the prequel game DMC3, this show is about a young Dante
that's the Dante I know.
his true powers. They just forgot to include his entire character arc. In DMC3, Dante starts the game as an uncaring mercenary who murders demons for fun and money, and by the end of the game, he is a hero battling to save mankind. Instead of seeing a flawed character grow into a hero, in the anime, Dante has his DMC5 personality right from the start. He's a joke-cracking hero who always does the right thing right away. They go as far as to make Dante...
What's the right thing all the time? Sure. Alright, fine.
Dante not even know he is half demon because he thinks of himself as such a...
I could tell that the animations for the series is good, but it's everybody cares about story. I don't care what anybody else says. Everybody cares about story. And anytime when somebody says, "Oh, I don't really care about the story," you do. You do. You absolutely do. Stories is what we live and breathe as human beings. We like to hear we deal with not only our own story, with our own journey, we like to hear others. It's just human nature. We read books, we watch TV shows, we play video games, we talk to other people. That's just how it is. So when the story doesn't pan up, this is what happened to fucking Game of Thrones. When they had something good, and then they fucked it up at the end. Story is very important.
A good hero that he couldn't be part demon. The removal of Dante's arc weakens his relationship with Lady as well,
What
as
the
the entire
fuck?
point of Lady
He got hit again!
was to show Dante the torment the demon world can cause humans to give him a reason to fight against the demons. The point of Lady's character in the games was to teach Dante empathy through learning her pain, while the point of Lady in the anime is to be a strong female lead who swears a lot and wins multiple fights against Dante because she...
Stop! Stop! Stop everything! You need to realize that Dante is unstoppable, especially to humans. What is this that I'm seeing before me? I saw him get hit by her once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5, 6 times. Are you serious? Dante, this is not the Dante that I know. I don't know who the fuck this is. If you fucking come to me and say, "Oh, it's a younger Dante," shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Dante from beginning to end, unless he's like a little kid back in the day when with his mother and his son Virgil, obviously. But since day 1, day 2, 3, all the way to 5, Dante never got touched. Obviously, he gets, depending on how you play the game, you're gonna get hit or you won't get hit. A lot of people like to do 0 deaths or 0 or not, no damage run, only using the sword, those sort of speed run sort of things. Basically, Dante, when he fights people in these cutscenes, he's having fun. Point blank period. When Lady tries to kill him multiple times, he's just like, oh, I just need to move to the side. Oh, I just need to move here. Got it over here. Oh, she was about to shoot me in the head. Just move to the side. Easy. See you later. Peace. I'm out. That's how Dante has always been. Him getting hit I gave you a shot. Once? Maybe. 2? 3? Are you serious? Bro. You do not understand Dante. If it's not Virgil, everybody else is easy. You do not understand Dante. If it's not Virgil, everyone else is easy. Well, how the fuck do they fuck that up?
He's just so strong. I'll complain more about that later. To be fair to the writers, the goofy DMC5 Dante we do have is well written for what he is. Most of his jokes landed for me, and his action scenes were very good. It isn't that this portrayal of Dante is bad, it's that the removal of his arc means that this show is lacking the heart of what made.
If they removed it, then it's not good then. I could understand if you're looking at Dante from a different perspective and he's like, it's not that bad. If you remove something that's a part of who Dante is, then it's just straight up bad.
DMC3's story special. I know right now it sounds like I'm just complaining because it's not a faithful adaptation.
There's nothing, kid, you're nice, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with complaining. If you have something to say, then just say it. Don't do this whole tippy-toe around bullshit. Just say what you mean. You're not gonna hurt anybody's fucking feelings. The show is already out. The show's out. It's fine. This is why when I talk to people and they're like, oh, I don't mean to complain. Listen, you're not signing up for a fucking job here. He's like, oh man, I just worked at this job once and I'm already fucking tired. Why can't we have a break? It's not that sort of complaining. Voice your opinion. That's fine. Also, where's her fucking bazooka?
DMC3, but that's not my main issue. My main issue isn't that they changed the plot and character.
See what I fucking mean? Dante doesn't even care. He's just like,
characters. It's that they changed them for the worse. And when an adaptation of something you like is changed for the worse, it's hard to do anything other than compare it to the source material. I want to be wrong about this because I want DMC to become more popular, but I don't.
What do you mean? Yeah, continue what you said.
I don't think this show has the emotional impact needed to bring many new people into the series. Usually when a Netflix anime blows up, there's a real emotional heart to the show. In the better first season of Arcane, the heart was about Vi's love for her sister who had become evil and insane. And in Castlevania, the heart of the show was about a deranged father who...
Bro, Castlevania 1 was oh, yes. Castlevania is so fucking good. I don't know about that other one. That other one sucks. This one was so good. Arcane was good, except that second season. That second season was trash.
Who is willing to murder anyone in his way, including his own son, to end humanity after they burnt his wife at the stake. In this anime, there isn't really any strong emotional moment at the core of it. Or at the very least, I didn't find the emotional core of it compelling. Dante lost
What the hell was that? What the hell is this? What is this? Is this part of the Netflix series? What sort of fucking Steven Universe bullshit is this? Don't tell me it's part of the Netflix. Bro,
At least I didn't find the emotional core of it compelling. Dante lost his DMC3 character arc and instead just has to accept that he can be both part demon and a good guy, which doesn't hit as hard as a half demon.
Why is Dante tied up? Why is Dante tied up? Why is Dante... If he was Vash the Stampede, all of this would make sense. Him getting hit, yeah, if this was Vash the Stampede, this would all make sense. But he's not Vash the Stampede. He's fucking Dante. Why are you tied? Ain't no way this bitch just caught Dante. Bro. Let's continue.
His DMC3 character arc, and instead just has to accept that he can be both part demon and a good guy.
That's
which
dumb.
Doesn't hit as hard as a half demon learning empathy through his friendship with Lady. And to be fair, I'm not saying that DMC3 was written perfectly. It felt a bit rushed in some places due to the limited amount of dialogue present in that video game. It would have been great to see the story expanded on in a TV show or something, but that's not going to happen.
That's
apparently.
not gonna happen.
For some reason, they decided not to make the heart of the show be about the characters like in every other DMC game, and instead, the heart of the show is, unironically, demons good American.
Oh! Oh no! No! No, you did not just make demons become refugees. Free Rant, I need you. Free Rant, I need you. Free Rant, I need you. Free Rant, where you at? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Free Rant, I need you. Free Rant. Thank you. Free Rant, shut up, demon. Free Rant blast. Shut up. Are you fucking serious right now? Oh my god. Oh, demon refuge. Oh, this headache is coming back. Oh, you did not.
American government bad, and the Iraq War was bad. And
are you serious? Holy shit! Isn't the creator of the Netflix series, not the creator of DMC? Fuck that shit. The creator of the Netflix series, isn't he fucking from that area? His name is Adi Shankar or something like. Are you? Oh! Get this clown out of. Get this fucking clown, bro. Every day I stray further away from deserts. Every day I'm just like, you should try Indian food, and I'm like, you should fuck off. I'll never. I used to like Indian food, and you guys are fucking this shit up. I don't know what I'm saying. Oh god, how could you do this? This is fucked up in so many ways. You're making fun of two different people now. You're making fun of Americans, and let's just watch.
Yeah, the Iraq War was bad. Why are you doing this to the Devil May Cry series?
Oh.
This isn't the place for that type of story. So partway through the show, they introduce a weak race of good demons who are trying...
There are no good demons! Shoot him! Shoot him, bitch! Oh, God. Oh, God. Every day we stray further from God. Oh, God. Shoot him!
To escape from the hostile environment.
Shoot the kids first! That's your wife? Shoot her first. I take it back.
Of hell, but were locked away due to Sparta's seal. Not only is the government bad, some demons good, not a good idea for a DMC adaptation since good demons are supposed to be super rare in that world, but it's also not a very interesting emotional heart to build your story around. Something like Dante's relationship with his twin brother Virgil that he both...
I'll be honest, I kind of got weirded out when Virgil
be
was
around. Something like
I saw this and I was like, where's his lawn chair? I was like, wait, Virgil, where's your lawn chair? I'm like, I was like, that's not. I've seen so much of the lawn chair with Virgil that I don't even remember, like, the actual version of Devil May Cry 5. Oh my god. This is the real Dante, by the way.
Dante's relationship with his twin brother Virgil that he both loves and hates is interesting. Or Lady taking revenge against her father who turned into a monster that she also still somewhat loves can be interesting. These ideas have real inner emotional conflict at the heart of them, and best of all, they are already in the story of Devil May Cry. Government bad, some demons or aliens good has already been
Some demons or aliens are good. Oh my god, bro. Bro. Kill them all. Unload.
done before, and I don't see it propelling this series into mainstream popularity. They also removed Dante and Lady's arcs in service of crafting this new narrative, which wasn't
disgusting.
worth it. To make you feel the emotional impact of the story, they spend the entire 6th episode on 2 flashbacks. One about Lady's father that doesn't matter at all to the main plot of Season 1 because he ends up not being the villain, and another is...
So they just threw out Lady's story just like that. They just said, get that shit out of here. And they don't even talk... Oh, okay. Yeah.
Flashback of the main rabbit villain guy, showing how when he was a child he crossed into the demon world and joined a demon family, only for...
That's where the art came from. That's where the art came from. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
As a child, he crossed into the demon world and joined...
Are you fucking kidding me? You did this on purpose. You put this stupid Ben 10... No, that's a disrespect to Ben 10. You put this Steven Universe fucking stupid art in here to appeal to people's empathy. You say, oh, they're so cute though. They're so nice. No, everything is so happy over here in the demon world. Are you serious? Everything is... He went into the demon world as a kid, and they painted it as, oh shit, we're having a happy-go-lucky time. Oh. Then what were those demons that I just saw killing humans in that same show? Aren't they supposed to be cute? Oh my god. Oh god. Oh, the brain rot. Oh god, it's...
a demon family, only for the government to kill all of his loved ones.
Good.
The second flashback had no dialogue, so I wasn't able to feel emotionally connected to the family when they died, even though the entire episode was mostly just this flashback.
Oh.
I feel like BoJack Horseman was able to have a great episode with no dialogue, so everybody else wants to do their own artsy no dialogue episode, and they're just not good enough at writing to pull off what BoJack Horseman could do. So I sound very negative right now.
What is up with you fucking children? What the fuck is up with you fucking children? I can't stand you kids these days. What is up with you kids? It's like, I don't want to be mean. Oh, no, I don't want to be negative. Bro, just state your opinion. Just because you disagree with somebody doesn't mean you're negative. I wish I could grab these kids by the head and just say what you mean. Stop doing this is how, you know what? This is how your woman gets cucked. This is this is how your woman cheats on you. I'm sorry. There's a firm difference between, oh, well, I don't want to be mean, but maybe my wife didn't have sex with that one guy. I don't want to be mean. Maybe she's going, through stress. It's like, nah. Sometimes you gotta smack a bitch, okay? All right? It's okay. It's okay to disagree.
I'll say again that I don't think the show is bad. There were plenty of
I
great
crave
action
the violence
scenes,
and the sheer
I
horror
loved
of
the
the
early
grade.
2000s rock music.
Of the
If I
fate.
seem a bit extra upset in this video, it's not because I think the show was bad, it's because a DMC anime has a 9 out of 10 potential, but this was closer to around a 6.5 out of 10. Of course,
I'm surprised you gave it a 6.5 out of 10. I thought you were gonna IGN that shit up. Okay, all right.
the writing isn't always bad when it's just Dante or his greedy little crime friend cracking one-liners. It's actually pretty good. The main issue with the writing is whenever the scene cuts to Lady and her cringe brigade of government soldiers. They do this.
What's up with that ugly ass big bitch in the back? What's up with her? What the hell is up with her? Listen, I'd be fine with everybody else in this team. By the way, the armor makes no sense. You see what I'm saying? The armor makes no sense. You mean to tell me that you're protecting your chest, but not... If you get shot right here in your abdomen right here, you do realize your innards will go out. You do realize that. Protecting your chest, great. This spot right here is full of all this sort of like goodness. This is where all the goody bits go, you know? And it's easy to pierce. Whatever, we could talk about. Fine, whatever. It is what it is.
Cringy millennial Gen Z writing thing where every male side character is super.
My man, he said it. He said it.
Super awkward, and every female side character is hyper masculine and angry all the time.
He said it.
And
Say
spoiler alert, I guess almost every important side character only exists to die to provide character development for Lady, so
Wow.
that she can become even more angry and bitter, I guess. The only good thing about the Cringe Brigade was Chad Kroger. They just made this poor guy look like the singer of Nickelback, which never stopped being funny to me. Because the Lady stuff isn't great, the show ends up getting split into two halves. The Dante half that had likable characters doing cool action scenes, and the Lady half which had less action and a ton of government exposition mixed with edgelord cringe, I guess. To say the least, it's not what I expected from a DMC anime. It's more like Shadow the Hedgehog got an anime. Well,
He redeemed himself after that one. He redeemed himself out of that one. He did a good job. He did that's a good one. He redeemed himself after that one. That was good. Yeah, he's like, listen, I don't want to be mean, but it's Shadow the Hedgehog, the series, and I'm like, thank God.
while we're talking about Lady, there are just some straight up plot holes with her strength. In one part of the show, she manages to shoot Dante in the foot, throw him in the truck, and lock him away. Sorry, but
You shot him in the leg and you grabbed him by the back of his jacket?
shoot Dante in the foot, throw him in the truck, and lock him away. Manages to shoot Dante in the foot, throw him in the truck, and lock him away.
Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? Bro, this headache is coming. Bro, there is never... Point to me the moment where Dante didn't look cool in the video games. I'll wait. No. I'll wait. Point to me the moment in any of the video games with Dante where Dante looked uncool. Just once. I'll wait. Are you serious right now? She actually didn't manage to do that. He got out of the truck. He was in the truck. He was in the fucking truck. He got shot. Do not tell me that Dante set this thing up to where he was like, oh, this is all part of his plan. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. That doesn't work at all. Dante don't need no help from Lady. Are you serious? Are we serious? Are we doing that right now? Just shot him on the foot and grabbed him by the fucking back of his jacket. Are you...
Sorry, but you can't do that. Even if I accepted that she used a special bullet to deal more damage to Dante.
Nero punched him in the face. Okay, there we go. There we go. There... Yeah, but at the same time, it's Nero, so you can do something with that. Nero, Virgil, you could do that. That makes sense. I do remember that. That was in Devil May Cry 4, correct? No. That was Devil May Cry 5. In Devil May Cry 4, you fight Dante, and it's funny. You fight Dante in Devil May Cry 4, and he just... When you win against Dante in Devil May Cry 4, it doesn't feel like you won. You see what I'm saying?
Dante still should have been able to dodge the bullet, and if he got
right there
more damage to Dante still
right there. Also, him jumping around and shit like this, I don't know. I think you should I think he should be dancing a little bit.
Still should have been able to dodge the bullet, and if he got hit, he should have been able to hop fight back. Like, it's not like Dante dies after taking one hit. This isn't Hell in Hell.
Okay, right there.
Back. Like, it's not like Dante dies after taking one hit.
Okay, that part right there, I'll admit is fucking funny. They're trying to shoot Dante, and then Dante's shooting. Okay, that one was funny. I will give him that one.
This isn't Hell in Hell mode. It's supposed to be canon. He's not that weak. He also already has awakened to his devil trigger at this point, so losing to a human woman in one shot is beyond stupid.
Exactly.
Another minor issue with the show is that the CGI just wasn't great. In action
Bro, you gotta stop doing the CGI with 2D. You really have to stop doing that shit. It really aggravates most people. You either go all in, you're either Pokemon or you're Code Lyoko. Pick one of the 2D or 3D. Don't go in between.
scenes it was serviceable, but when the camera stopped moving and you were just looking at the models, they kind of looked bad, like they didn't fit in with
that
the
looks like
environment.
shit.
Now it's time to talk about the worst part of the show that wasn't Lady, which is the ending. So the main villain is trying to open the gates of hell to save all the good demons who Sparta trapped there. Dante and Lady defeat the main villain and stop the gates of hell from opening. Dante asks Lady to join him as demon hunters, and determined to be the least likable character ever, Lady knocks out Dante with a tranquilizer injection.
What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? Are you serious? Am I going to play South of Midnight? No. No, I'm not.
And turns him into the government. While Dante is frozen in a government chamber, America decides to use Dante's amulet to open up the gates of hell so they can invade and murder all of the demons there, both bad and good.
Fuck them
you can
kids.
blame all of this on Lady for tranquilizing Dante. Or you could say that it's Dante's fault for lowering his guard around Lady and getting one shot by her again when he's supposed to be way stronger than her and have superhuman senses, and she's already taken him by surprise before, so he should be expecting it. But F it, I guess Lady can easily incapacitate this Dante whenever she feels like it to make the plot do whatever it wants. And what the plot wants to do, apparently, is be an allegory for the Iraq War, when this was supposed to be a Devil May Cry.
They really. Oh, yes it is. Oh, yes, it is. What a fucking... Wow. It's weird because rotoscoping 3D into 2D was used in animation since the 80s and always well liked. but people think, hey, let's just render it out without drawing over it. It's like, will be okay. It never is. Yeah, it never is. Like, say what you want about the 3D version of Berserk, at least the whole thing was 3D, not just like some of it. It still looked like trash, though.
Anime. Lady betraying Dante again at the end also basically means that she has no real character arc. Her character arc was supposed to be her learning to trust a demon, but then she just betrays him again at the end anyways because she's a government lapdog.
Yep.
So instead of a Devil May Cry anime, we have an evil government anime that features Dante from Devil May Cry as the main character. The government was never a big part of the story in the DMC games since they're supposed to be incompetent at stopping demon threats. This allows the focus of the story to be about the characters and their difficult family relationships, which was always great. Unfortunately, because of the ending, I don't think that they will make this more similar to the games in Season 2. I don't think that they will make this more similar to the games.
What is this? What is this, bro? Bro, what is this? Bro, tell me you have TDS without telling me you have TDS. What is this?
In Season 2. I think Season 2 will be about the war between the government and the demon lord Mundus, where Dante will fight for the government and Virgil for Mundus. If they do this, it will kind of suck, since Virgil is supposed to only care about attaining power for himself, and Dante isn't anyone's lapdog, but whatever. The government might play a bigger role in DMC 2. I wouldn't know since I didn't play it, but if that is the case, then they shouldn't be using the worst game as a big source of inspiration for the anime. Also, when they decided to show Virgil at the last second of the show, he says something like, "I am the storm," to match his music, that was
God, they are so fucking corny.
Was just too on the nose and cringy.
I am that storm.
I get it. Bury the Light is a cool song. Imagine if Virgil talks like this in DMC 5. You know, Dante, you cannot beat me.
Virgil never says anything cringy. He just says the maximum amount of words that he wants to say. He doesn't have any sort of conversations. He says zero cringeworthy shit. And he doesn't go like, I am the one who is the great of the greats. And I, what in the world is this? He might as well just say the whole lyrics. Did you know the director for this shit was called the creator of the DMC at WWE? Yeah, I saw that shit. Yeah, everybody called it out, though.
I am the storm that is approaching. I get that it's hard adapting a video game series to...
It's not. It's not hard. It is not hard at all. It's a complete fabrication. It's a lie. It is easy to adapt a video game to an animated series. It is real easy. You got the work right there. That's the same thing with Veilguard. They're just like, shit, we didn't know what we were doing. You have the previous games right there. What are you talking about? As a matter of fact, wasn't it in that art book? That's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
Television. For many reasons, a one-to-one adaptation simply will not work. You can't have an entire show with Dante being mostly alone in a tower killing bosses like in DMC 3.
Why not? Why not? Why not? Less talking? Just why not? We've been getting this shitty shit the whole time. Why not? Just animate him kicking ass through the whole way. Why not? I like it. Is anybody... Bro. Ain't nobody gonna get mad at Dante saying a couple of funny jokes while killing demons and then getting straight to the boss. And then a one cut scene and then the next episode. Then it's another episode of Dante killing a whole bunch of demons. Kill those fucking demons. Get them. Get them. Anyway, like I was saying, kill those demons. then get to the end boss, and then have another cutscene, and then move on to the third episode. This sounds great to me. Everybody's gonna go to each other. They're gonna go to their friends and be like, bro, did you see season 4 where Dante, you like blocked a blade and the blade went right through his arm, and then he used that blade that was attached to his arm, and then he split this guy's head open? Bro, that was my favorite. And then other people would be like, bro, it's nothing compared to the moment he got those new fucking nunchucks and then he turned a man to ice and then he made him explode, bro. That one was a good one too, bro. But it's nothing compared to him fighting some voluptuous witch bitch and then turned her into a fucking guitar. Yeah, bro. That was awesome. What's wrong with this? I thought that's what we were doing. I thought that was what we were doing. I thought that was what we were doing. What?
3. A lot had to be added, and some things had to be cut. I was ready to give the writers some leniency, but they strayed so far from the heart of Devil May Cry and the characters that I don't really even see this as a Devil May Cry anime.
Nope.
It's more a story about government corruption with a Devil May Cry skin. The reason why I'm making this video is because I thought Devil May Cry had the potential to be the next big video game anime if it was done well and it could blow up like Cyberpunk or Castlevania. And while the action scenes and music were great, the writing was not good enough to do that. If I am wrong and the show explodes in popularity, that'll be cool, but I doubt it. I don't even think this video will get shown to too many people because I don't believe this show has what it takes to become a trending topic. But if I am wrong, that'll be good because then more people will get into DMC. When it comes to the stylish action scenes, the anime can be pretty good. But when it comes to the deeper character conflicts of Devil May Cry, this anime misses the point of Devil May Cry.
Really good episode. A really good guy. What's his name? Feeble King? Really smart dude. Really smart dude. But yeah, definitely say what you gotta say, man. Definitely. Yeah. Speak with your chest. Yeah, I like this. I like this video. Let me show you, like, let me show you what the other animated series had.
Sorry, forgive me, pal. Royal straight flush, is it? Laying a hand like that could kill a guy. How about I buy you around?
See? I remember this one. I remember this one. In his badass old school suit. Getting bit in the arm by a fucking devil, and he's just like, yeah, okay. So, you're telling me this is a Tuesday. Okay.
Not bad, Mr. Royal Flush.
See what I mean? Also, way better lighting. Way better lighting. This is what... I want to see if somebody actually said anything. This is better than the new Netflix series.
I can see that, you big dumbass.
This is the lady I know.
Why the long face? If you've got the time,
See, that's a woman. Hey,
Sunday dish.
hey,
Go do some work.
hey.
I paid back all you owe me.
I'm doing work right now.
What's this?
A pendant.
I can see that, you big dumbass. I'm asking you, what's with this pendant?
I'm its bodyguard.
They wouldn't.
Necklace guard, I guess.
You ever see something and you're just like, Amazon wouldn't allow this. You ever see that? Is that what we're doing now in film? When we see anything that's related to Disney, Netflix, or Amazon, and you see a voluptuous woman, and you're like, they wouldn't do this in their own shit. They wouldn't do this in their own platform. Isn't that sad? That you see something, and you're like, they wouldn't add this. It's sad that I think about that now. I'm just like, nah, a woman being being a woman, yeah, I don't know about that.
Dante, that wasn't funny. Thanks for waiting. Huh.
Nice.
Can it really be that valuable? What's with you?
Well, this is one thing I can't let you turn into payment on that.
Anyway, that was good. Yeah. The Madhouse. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Much better. Much better. Okay. Alright. Alright. Let's talk about South of Midnight. Do I really want to talk about it? I guess so. Not something I really care too much about anyway. But we'll talk about it. Let me go ahead and finish up. I want to finish up this, the reason why I want to finish this up is because I want to talk about South of Midnight, and then I do want to play some more Kazan, and then I do want to stream later with you guys. Does that sound alright? I do not know, honestly, what I want to play. I think I'll try to play, what's it called? Bioshock tonight. I do want to finish that up. But I am hungry for Expedition 33. Expedition 33 is looking great. There's too many games that I like that are stuck in EA, in early access. I wanted to play Mass Effect with you guys, but it won't upload. It won't launch at all. I tried everything. Anyway. Okay. Alright. Okay. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing is easy, here to bring you some information on South of Midnight. South of Midnight is a game made by Sweet Baby Inc., a bunch of consultants that don't know how to make a video game. I saw the game and I was like, okay, stop motion, I like, but I don't like consultants working on video games. I do not. And also, especially when the developers of that said consultants change the original work of that said game, which is sad because there was actually an original group of people working in Compulsion Games. Probably the same people that did We Happy Few, which is a good game, kind of buggy though. But they were kicked out, and they were replaced with a whole bunch of nut jobs. And so this would explain to me why we got something like this, where the original character was supposed to look like this, and now we got this one right here. And I'm just like, that's pretty fucked up, but okay. So South of Midnight is like a sort of like southern sort of bayou, spirited sort of platformer, old style game. Very linear, very short, but for some odd reason, a few things kind of bothered me. First of all, this game didn't get any sort of PR. Second of all, this game got an early access. You had to pay extra to play early access for this indie title, I guess. I don't like early access games. I don't know why they thought it would be a good idea to put early access for a game that nobody even saw or even cares about. The other thing is, nobody really likes how Sweet Baby Inc. treats their gamers. They say they hate gamers, they say they hate white people, and they think black people are the kings and queens of the universe. I'm black, and I think that everybody is fucking equal. I don't like that shit. I'm not gonna buy your game if you're gonna treat people, especially gamers, like that. It's fucking disgusting. Okay, we're all equal under the eyes of God. So the game came out it had like 500 people, 560 people playing the game, and then as soon as it got out of early access and it was finally out, the numbers went up by 1,411. Now that it's out of early access, there's no growth happening because it already dipped down, people went to bed, and then the next day, obviously, it grows back up. You know, people go to sleep, you know, people wake up, play the game, but this is barely even something to talk about. I see a lot of people, you know, shilling for this game, and that's fine if you want to do that, but don't come up to people who dislike the game, DSP, I'm talking to you. Don't come up to people that dislike the game as racist. I really don't like this when people do this sort of black people dick riding. I don't do this. I don't do this. I used to do it when I was a kid. I don't do it anymore. This is just black people dick riding. If you give me the results and it's not substantial, I'm not going to play your game. That's point blank, period. I do not like consultants that don't like gamers and want to put political bullshit messaging into their game. I'm not going to play your game. It seems like more people are talking about the game than actually playing the game, which is sort of sad to see. I'm hearing more people talk about Emma Stone's fucking thighs in Marvel Rivals than playing this game. That's the crazy part. So let's start on this end. This is one of the people. This is one person who is a YouTuber, a normal person. I mean, she's not like me, but she has her own set she has her own thought process. She thinks South of Midnight is a beautiful game and kind of original. It is, but even she had her opinions, and let's hear what they are right now.
So many beautiful things in the Deep South, and I know this is a slightly darker tale. Like, they did say it was Gothic South, and I understand that, and I don't play a lot of horror games, as everybody knows, so I'm not used to steeping in misery, but I left so many of my play sessions down, and I hated that, because I really love this game, and I love what it's doing, but I didn't like the way it made me feel. So I'm very conflicted about it, and I honestly don't know who I would recommend it to. I think it would depend on their mood. I think it would honestly I would have to seriously consider where they are in their life. As a new mom, there are a lot of child traumas in this story, so I will say that.
That's lovely and all, but here's the thing. Most of these games are gamers. These gamers are men, predominantly men, and men don't care about this whole sort of bayou shit. Now, if you were gonna give us Dukes and Hazards and it's just two boys in their favorite vehicle running through mud and running up off of hills and they're just shooting bad guys and stuff, maybe you'll get a larger audience than that. But a woman searching for her mom and she's some sort of spirit weaver, you're not gonna instill a lot of people's confidence to play that said game. That's for maybe her. Well, not even for her. She didn't like that, which is a shame, because see, this is the thing that kind of, like I spoke to you guys before with Devil May Cry. If you do not like something, just say it. You do not have to do like she just did. You do not have to do this whole thing like, I really want to like it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't want to be negative. Ooh, no. You can, just because you're negative doesn't mean you're like, what is this? You have to voice your opinion. Otherwise, if you don't do that, then they're gonna think that they have some sort of like, oh, so they said my game is good, so we're just gonna keep on spending more money to do more of that said thing. You do not want to waste people's time. The last thing this is why I like my family, especially my father, because my father will tell it to me plainly. I do not like fake toxic positivity nonsense. Just cut it to me straight. Just give it to me straight. Is my game good? No, it's not good. That's just how it's gotta be. Because if we do this whole sort of, we do not have long on this earth, okay? We do not have long on this earth. So we got to use our time wisely and take the criticism where it's at. So, here's another thing. This is from the consultants on South of Midnight. This is from Gothic Therapy, and they have something to say. They're showing you basically the consultants that are working on South of Midnight. This is what they got us. This is what they're showing.
When Kim Belair said this,
if you're a creative working in AAA, which I did for many, many years, put this stuff up to your higher-ups. And if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
Yeah, that infamous line kind of told us everything we needed to know. You would think after the backlash, she would pull back.
but instead, she doubled down.
I would say this is my job. This is a big part of my job.
Okay, go ahead, break it down.
I would say that this is often what we get in an email to, like, hey, sweet baby, we need some help. Someone on the team has made an alien who speaks jive and has walked in. Is there anything you can do? And what we usually have to do is create like a version of that biography that maintains what they're trying to do and explains why, even if I can't convince them it's racist, why people externally will think it's racist. And if I can't sell them on, hey, don't do that, I can instill fear by suggesting that once it gets past us, someone else will take them down for this.
They say Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what gamers think it does.
Turns out, gamers were right.
Yep. So, when you have consultants and people working on a game and they hate the people that are trying to purchase their product, you will end up with South of Midnight. This is why all their previous games have flopped. This is why. You do not just spit don't bite the hand that feeds you. Has anybody ever heard that term? You spit in their face. Do you think they're going to come back? You think they're going to come back with 5 other people and they're going to all just buy your game? Is that what you think? How you doing, Craig? How you doing? Yeah, those words, somebody will take you down. Nothing ever happens. It's just all fluff talk. This is why Sweet Baby Inc. is having layoffs and just losing people. This is why even right now, PlayStation literally is pushing away from Sweet Baby Inc. as of this moment. It happened just yesterday. They are done. And this is what's going to happen. You don't offer anybody anything at all. If 1 or 2 or 3 people can make a video game without a consultant, then what the fuck are you doing here? There are too many people with jobs that don't mean anything, and they're getting paid more than you are. What's a black consultant? What does that even mean? What's a queer consultant? What's a trans consultant? What does that even mean? Oh, I know what it means. It means you're working off of somebody higher than you for free. That's what it means. And that kind of job, just like almost any job, could vanish just like that if you don't bring any results, because you don't bring anything to the fucking table. When these developers, because they don't know any better, because they live in fear, which is good, because we're having a shift now where people are not, developers are not, in fear of what they're trying to create. They just create for the sake of creating. They're not coming up to some consultant and being like, oh, we're trying to create a character, but I don't know how to make a black guy. Yes, you fucking can make a black guy. You just change his skin tone and there you have it, and you work from there. You know how to make references. You know how to do that sort of thing. It's not that hard. And then we got some YouTubers that are black who have said some obvious choice words. And these are the type of people I can't fucking stand, because I don't care whether or not you're white, black, Hispanic. I don't care if you got small tits or big tits. All I care about is a certain level of respect and some good comedy along the way. That's all I care about. As long as you're not, what's the word I'm looking for? As long as you're not, overly sensitive, I think we'll be all right. But I'm not going to be, oh shit, you're a black person, so I should just blindly side with you. No, I'm not. He says, if you're black and you're not playing, supporting somebody playing South of Midnight, give me that black card. No, nigga, I'm not going to give you that black card, because that black card comes with slave chains, okay? You want to be a nigga all your life? Be a nigga all your life. Quit being fucking stupid. If you don't offer me a substantial product, then I'm not going to play the said game. Stop being a little fucking weirdo. I said I'm black and I don't do this mindless dick riding, mindless black dick riding that some black people do. I want results, and this game has nothing to give. That's it. It has nothing to give. It pains me to see that people lose their jobs by people like them, and then they get replaced by other people. Where exactly is... I had another one. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I had the writer. The writer for South of Midnight. Let me see if I can find it. Because I don't need to show you the game. I could just show you the writer and you'll know exactly what the what kind of game you would be playing. What kind of story you would be having. And here's the writer right now.
More queer saying I would definitely like to see more queer characters of color, not just just a white queer character. I would like to see more people that look like me. I think audiences have a very vocal minority of people who are very much against inclusion of anything that's not, as we said, like a cis straight white man. But our existences aren't political, they just are. And I think that more and more people are expecting to see that kind of representation.
Don't you think you would be using the people that are said gay, said trans, said black, said Latino, not Latinx, shut that shit up. Don't you think that you're using these people disingenuously? Don't you think you're using these people and alienating them? Because we could do this whole diversity thing, but you're probably just a black woman who probably has a white boyfriend, or you're gay. So if you start doing this whole putting things into a box, then what the hell are you doing? You have white characters in South of Midnight. Who gave you the right to write white characters? You see what I'm saying? You see how weird this sounds? There's 3 or 4 white people in South of Midnight. Who gave you that right? Who gave you that right to write about those characters or to draw those characters? You didn't ask? Wasn't there a white woman in there? A white old lady? You're not a white old lady. Who gave you the right to do that? You see how weird this sounds? Don't you think that all these sort of these added things that don't make up a person's personality is not that full person? You see what I'm saying? Oh, I'm gay, but what I like to do is be an engineer, and I like to design and make things that help people, especially those that are old. Oh yeah, I like sucking dick, but that has nothing to do with me. That's my own personal life. What I like to do is be a teacher. You see what I'm saying? If you turn their diverse lifestyle into a fucking marketing tool, that's Marxism. You are playing with fire. You are playing with fire. These are people you're talking about. You're alienating one side and you're being racist to the other. And if you become a writer, people will see right through that writing that you like A, but you hate B. Clipped? Shut the fuck up, Hankins.
And then also expecting it to get broader as time goes on, as opposed to just having that same, like, you know, white gay guy archetype, or like Ellie in The Last of Us.
So it's not enough that there was a gay person. You've seen, it's not enough that you see white people as main characters now that are straight. Now you see white characters that are main characters that are gay. And even that wasn't enough. So you just keep on goal posting. There's a goal for everything. Oh man, we got gay people, but now we need to move it on up. This sounds exhausting. This sounds exhausting. It sounds to me like you can never have... You seem like the type of person that stays inside doors, inside your house, and you don't talk to anyone, and you think that you know everything. How are you supposed to build any sort of story when you ain't going out there interacting with anybody? You don't seem like the type of person to do that. You don't have any sort of, like, communication skills. You feel like this is what the world should be, but everything else is just, it's already been done before. You see what I mean? So your reality is this echo chamber, but everything else, this is how you disconnect your audience. You see what I'm saying? What about a story about a father and his son? Can you make a story about that? No, you probably will never make a story like that because you're not a man. Is that how we're gonna keep on doing that? Because if you only go down this path of just oh man, well, we need to focus on the queer, like some sort of community, you need to let go of this cult. LGBT is a cult. You need to let it go. You need to realize that there are normal people under that, people that want to be left alone. Do you understand what I mean? If you want to make a video game, that's fine. But if you start to make video games that is for just my people, or it's for everyone, but it's for some people, but it's for everyone, but we can only make certain people because we're black, you're gonna wind up with these numbers. You're gonna wind up with these numbers. And that's all I gotta say about South of Midnight. It's a woke disaster. And it's sad to see. Because there are actually good developers out there, but they keep on firing those good developers so they can put this. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it in there. Thanks so much for joining me. You guys are hilarious. You guys are hilarious. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad that that's the only world that you know. But there's so much more out there, but you refuse to see it. And that's fine, because the audience will decide. Anyway, that's my hard rant. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, right, guys. This has been a long day. I need to take 5. I need to take a nap. I need to go grocery shopping. I need to get something in my belly. I will return tonight for another stream. We're going to play some BioShock. I appreciate you all being here. That is, we'll have another Hard Rant stream next Wednesday. I might throw a video here or there, but I will continue on with more BioShock. And I think later on later on this month, we have Expedition 33, and we're gonna play the shit out of that game. I wanted to play Mass Effect with you guys, but it won't work. But yeah, I do. See y'all later. Y'all take care. Appreciate you. Love you. Have a good one. I'll see you later tonight. Peace. Have a good one.